Ryse, Son of Rome was originally released back in 2013 at the launch of the Xbox One. It was almost universally panned by critics as a beautiful but shallow title. In our ongoing series of retro-style reviews, let us look back at this one and done by Crytek and see how it really holds up. Ryse is your prototypical big AAA graphical powerhouse launch title. The main issue, though, is the repetitive gameplay throughout the roughly 6 or so hours the campaign will take you. It's not bad. In fact, I found it quite enjoyable for the most part. It just wears a bit thin by the end. You have a parry, a dodge, a sword attack, and a shield push attack that are mapped to your 4 main buttons. The right trigger initiates an execution once you have damaged an enemy enough, and the left trigger is for throwing a spear. The D-pad controls which benefit an execution will give. These are gaining back lost health, gaining experience, causing your next attacks to do more damage, and gaining additional focus. Focus is used to enter a rage mode, in which time moves more slowly for you and you can swing like an absolute madman for a short period of time. It is interesting to look back at launch Xbox One titles and see the hooks for things like Smart Glass, the companion app, which is now defunct, and obviously the Kinect camera system, which is also now defunct. You used to be able to look up information on the Smart Glass app or tell your archers to lob volleys of arrows with your voice through Kinect. Since Kinect no longer works on the next-gen systems, if you want to use it, you need an Xbox One or One X. For now, though, you just hold down the right bumper for a surprisingly long period of time to control your men. This okay, but nothing special gameplay is paired with some graphics that, more than 7 years later, are still damned good. Sadly, the Series X still runs the title locked at 30 frames per second and a 900p resolution, but the 16-time anisotropic filtering helps greatly with image quality, and on PC the game is very much still a looker. A big part of this is the facial capture tech that Crytek use. There is a realistic looking emotion in the cutscenes that even today few games have matched. This is accompanied by a rousing score as you follow the plight of your protagonist, Marius Titus. The trope of telling the obvious big bad your story as you slowly fill him in on who you are is used to rather great effect here. Marius has been greatly wronged by Emperor Nero, and throughout the course of the campaign, you'll travel to the lands of England and back as you fight off the barbarian horde. There are some supernatural twists that I hated the first time I went through, but I actually found myself liking them quite a bit when I beat this game again for this review a little over 7 years later. I would place the writing in the fine category of the generic British-sounding Roman storytelling. The voice acting overall holds up well. Marius has a deep and powerful voice that feels appropriate for a leader of men in this genre. The barbarian horde, though, has far too few enemy models. I swear I must have cut off the arms of a pair of 1,200 brothers who are either twins or just look really alike. I do find myself confused as to why this game was so critically panned at launch. It looks great, the story is solid, the music is good, and the gameplay is passable enough to not drag the overall product down. As the Legendary Edition is now available on console for Game Pass, I do have to say though that the light RPG mechanic leveling system is completely broken by it. Within an hour of playing, I was almost completely maxed out upgrade-wise. This ties into the multiplayer mode a bit as well. The multiplayer for Ryse is surprisingly fun. I genuinely enjoy playing through it, especially in co-op. It's your standard horde mode, but it is well balanced enough that I ended up spending dozens of hours playing it at launch, and if you have a friend that is willing to give this old game a try, then that mode is still a fun way to kill time. In conclusion, Ryse is exactly what a launch title in 2013 should have been in my eyes. It's absolutely gorgeous, it's not too long, and For today, now that it's on Game Pass, I find it very easy to recommend it to anyone who has an Xbox console. It is also available on PC, but it is not on Game Pass there. On the whole, if you have not played this game and you like the HBO series Rome and seeing the same execution play out 1,500 times, this is the game for you. Thanks for watching, guys, and please like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, please hit that little bell in the corner so you know when we post. We'll see you here next time on XboxEra.